welcome to this video. This video is not for entertainment, so if you can't focus or concentrate on a video more than 10 minutes, this video is not for you. If you can focus on a video and you want to learn something, this is like purely me sitting down on this chair ranting about my learnings as a police officer. And if you're interested in that and want to learn more about what I learned and see my view of things, then you're very welcome to watch this video. But if you're looking for some fast animations, fast cuts, then you can turn this video off. But if not, let's start right into it. I worked as a police officer for 4 years, 2.5 years of that academy, 1.5 years being out there on patrol. So not too much, but still long enough to learn 4 things from this job that I want to share in this video. Could be also helpful for you and maybe gives you a better perspective on this job, on this occupation, what I learned from this job. Because this job was very character building for me. It was a lot of personal development that I got out from this job, and I thought, why not share it with you here, dear listener. The first learning is stress management. As you can probably think of, as a police officer, you get in stressful situations very frequently, very often. In a normal week, could be that you have a high stressful situation every day. Could be that you have 4 days when nothing happens, and one day you go to the work, you just had your coffee, and then you need to drive as fast as you can to a house because somebody is stabbing his wife, and you need to be able to be from 0 to 100 real quick and be able to make the right decision. So you get into stressful situations, and what I learned from this job, what I got out of there, is proper stress management. I think stress is something that you can't train for, like a muscle. You can't go to the gym and train stress. You only get better with it by facing stressful situations. You can make your life stressful with certain things, and you only get better with it by facing stressful situations on a frequent level or on high frequency. Because what I learned is, okay, the stressful situation won't go away. There's always something that you don't want to do, and your body is giving you physically signs or like symptoms to not be in those situations and to avoid them, because your body wants to protect us. But with doing it more often and more often, you get used to it. And you know, okay, it's a stressful situation. I know how to still make the right decision. And this is something I learned from this job. The second learning is mental calmness. Obviously, with being in those stressful situations, you learn to not overreact, and you learn to assess the situation right, because you need to have a very good threat assessment, if a threat is real or if it's like potential threat, and you need to be ready for that. And when you're in constant fight or flight mode, you tend to make a wrong decision because you can't assess the situation properly. And what I learned is to be mental calm also in high stress situation, to do the right decision and to find the right thing to do. And this is something that I learned, staying calm and still doing the right things in high stressful situations. The third learning is preparing for the unpredictable. What do I mean by that? Especially as a police officer, you train all kinds of scenarios. When to use your weapon, when to use which weapon, what to do when somebody is screaming and you hear shots in a house. Do you run into the danger? Do you not run into the danger? And you prepare for all kinds of things. And what I got out of this job is, even up until today, to prepare for the worst. Because this gives me a peace of mind. This is when I can go to bed at night and be calm and have a peace of mind, because I know I prepared for the worst. And everything that now happens, I already did everything that I potentially could. What I mean by that is, like, I train personally to be hard to kill. I train personally to be ready in certain situations, which means being able to defend myself and my loved ones, being able to fight and stand, being able to fight on the ground, being able to fire a weapon, being able to assess certain threats or assess certain situations. And this is something that I learned and still do today. I prepare for the worst when it comes to home security, when it comes to personal physical security, when it comes to financial security. You just prepare for the worst, and with that you get a peace of mind. This is something I still got out of this job and still do today. And by the way, I also have a free Telegram group where I share like practical things that I do in my day-to-day life, and that you can also do in your day-to-day life to avoid threats, to be safe, and to secure yourself and your loved ones. Feel free to check it out. The link is below this video. The fourth learning from being a police officer, putting the collective needs over your individual needs. Or that's also why parents put you as a young adult in a football club, for example, because you learn how to work in a team. And this is something so valuable, and in today's life it gets neglected a lot. Some people can't work in a team. They always put themselves first. And don't get me wrong, like, you need to put yourself first and you need to save yourself first before you can save others. But usually people really fail to work in a team. I see this by also my company. I own a company where I have like a big team, and you realize, okay, people can't work in teams anymore. And what I learned is putting the collective needs over my individual one. Of course, the collective needs need a proper one. Needs to be your family, brothers, needs to be your company. But yeah, I early on learned that because usually I always was like the lone wolf kind of guy. And this job like pushed me to put the collective needs over my individual ones by working always together in a team. You're always patrolling in a team of two, and you learn just to put the safety of both of you over your individual needs. Also for the whole station. When you're out there, when you have like certain operations and somebody's calling for help, anything you do, you stop doing and you just drive there to help them. And this is something very beautiful that I still are using in my day-to-day life when it comes to my family, my brothers, or my company. Very valuable. Some people learn this also by just playing in a football team because you have a collective goal. But this job also teach me that because you are like a family. You are in dangerous situations. You experience the worst of people and very situations that normal people don't get into. And with that, you are a big family there, and therefore also put the collective and the safety of your family over your individual ones. And yeah, those 4 learnings I learned from being a police officer. If this was interesting for you, feel free to let me know. Put something in the comments or whatever, what videos I should do next or what you think about all those 4 things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.